Hey, I'm Chris Pope and this is howtotrapbeavers.com. In this segment, we're going to go through how I flesh beavers using a pressure washer. So for starters, I've got my fleshing beam. It's made out of PVC, very durable. You don't have to worry about the water on it. And I use a large C-clamp style vice grip. For when adjusting the hide, I can clamp the hide in place because you need both hands for running the pressure washer. You can see I've got a full rain suit on. I've got a heavy vinyl raincoat, rain pants, boots. I use a face shield and my hood. This is a very messy job. You're going to get wet. You're going to get beaver fat and beaver flesh everywhere. So you need to be prepared on yourself, and you also need to be prepared where you're fleshing that it's okay to make a big mess. And then I've got my pressure washer. And I use a 3,000 psi pressure washer. I think you could probably get by with down to a 2,500. You get under 2,500, and I'm afraid that some of the gristly parts and the harder parts to flesh on a beaver may pose a bit of a challenge. But the big key to fleshing with a pressure washer is your head on your wand. You need a oscillating or turbo tip that continuously spins the stream of water. That's what helps cut your flesh, give you your cutting action. It helps you cut that fat and flesh away and give you that smooth, nice hide. So that a turbo or oscillating tip is what you need if you've got a pressure washer, and that's going to get you started. So now I'm going to put a beaver on the board and show you how we do it. Starters, I slide the beaver all the way down on the board with its nose touching at the end of the fleshing beam and just work my way down. And you don't want to start with your beam, your water on the hide. I always like to start to the side and then hit the hide. Just work back and forth, maybe 2 to 4 inches away from the hide. You want to make sure you've got a good angle down on the hide. And just ease that fat and flesh right on back. What I like about the pressure washer is I can do the face. At least get all that red meat off of it. And I don't have to worry about typically cutting the face or putting any holes that I don't want to be there. Just like if you were fleshing with a knife, you want to be real cautious around your belly area, because that's going to be, if you're going to put a hole in it, that's most likely where you're going to put a hole in it at. So you use a light touch. So if you need to, you can always pull it up, put that leg right around the tip of the beam, and make quick work of that fat and gristle right around there. What I always do now is, since it's fleshed, since it's soaking wet, I'll spin it inside out, make sure my beam is clean, and then I'll slide it back on the beam, fur out, and just give it a good once over lightly to make sure that the hide's clean and we're good and ready to go. And I'll back my nozzle up some for doing this, and a lot of times you can see the blood or mud, whatever's in the hide, wash right out of it like this if you've got any in there. And, you know, it's wet anyway, and I want my hides to look as clean and nice as I can, so I I like doing that as a last step. So then once I get it done, while it's still on the beam, I'll just squeegee as much of that extra water as I can out. Pull it off the beam and give it a good once over. You can see that muddy water coming out of it. Just squeegee it out, and then hang it up to dry while I'm doing my other hides, and it's ready to go on a board and get stretched.